Good morning. If you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. We'll get some scrolls to ignite our meditative state, set the stage for us to scry. We'll add on tarot and oracle along the way, and as well the spirit box that is already turned on. We'll see what messages stand out. Taking those two. Thank you. All right. So thank you so much for joining me, like, sharing, and subscribing, and for scrying with me. It's like an abstract adventure. Right here we have Saturn, the Saturn scroll. Typically the scrolls don't have words, but this one set I created did or does. And that's okay. Just different. Whiskey came up a whole lot. Somebody might have a dog in spirit that's coming through. A golden retriever. You might have a pet in spirit. It's like they're... Okay, I guess we're getting right in here. Sorry, I haven't even set the stage or the tone. I'm going to take a moment to close the eyes, cleansing the palate, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Okay, let's go. So we have here Saturn in Taurus, Capricorn, Venus. Okay, so I'm seeing the number 6 and the 8, and the point is 7. It's like whether it's yourself or somebody else around you, partner, romantic, platonic, business, etc. Someone's at a 6, someone's at an 8, and you need to sit down at 7. That's the meeting point. And there's something about the number 7, so maybe that numerology might mean something to someone. It's actually where you're both trying to get, is to the 7. Maybe it's you and a child, you and a business partner, romantic partner, something along that lines. One feels like it's, like going from 8 to 7 feels like a step backwards, more Capricorn style, or somebody more in that energy. And for the Taurian energy, both Earth coming up to 7, it's like actually meeting in the middle. And I'm seeing it like where Earth, say, is at an 8, and then it creates like a valley or a dip. I'm actually seeing it as a well, so it can gather water. And though going down from a human perspective would feel like a decrease, but it actually creates a divot to receive more. And the more Taurian energy wants to build up. So it feels more organic to think I'm ascending up or I'm building up. But it's like, oh, you need this pool first, digging down, and you kind of meet. This is a very odd way. It's like building a deck around a pool. The up and the 6 to the 7 and the 8 to the 7. And the 7 is like the magical meeting point. It doesn't have to have anything to do with if you are a Capricorn or a Taurus, maybe an earth sign in general, or working with an earth sign. 7's the point. It's the wisdom of those signs that is coming through the discipline. Because that's where it's at. It's in the middle. Meeting in the middle, like a merge. The dog in spirit is loyal. And it adds something to the aura. If someone has lost that pet, or has a golden retriever, or something like golden doodle, or some sort of like a golden dog. And they create pathways around you to help your aura expand. This is all very earth energy, especially with these other scrolls. But it's to come together to this 7. I don't know how else to say it. 7. The Taurian energy, again, that's just an expression of the sign strength for anyone and everyone to utilize. It's like one of those drywall plugs. It becomes more stable and more strong. And the discipline of the Capricorn area kind of solidifies it. It's like hanging a picture on a wall. The wall is the 7. Taurian adds the drywall plugs, and then Capricorn adds the picture. And then the wall represents a nice, not a nicer 7, but it represents the picture, the image, the dream come true, the dream come true. I'm going to start adding on some tarot and oracle here for anyone who is working together. Could even just be a message from your higher self or higher guidance system, because I'm seeing it like a guidance system as well. And there's something about a fairy coming through. If there's a dream, this does feel like some sort of dream coming true. And working with these elements or these signs, the planets, call it what you will, in whatever respect, and drawing them in like a vortex. Right? And then like the whirlpool goes down, but it serves a point, like a flushing out what, I don't want to say what doesn't serve, because that's such a typical response. It's more of a, how do I say?
Caution.
Flushing the remnants of holding on to things that have already been digested, things that have already been utilized. And by releasing them, they actually become part of the structure, just in a different way. It's like recycling. Okay, we have a whole lot of cards that have come out here. So 3 of Worlds, nurturing. I'm just going to start digging in here. 9 of Wands, integrity, and the Empress. If any of these cards mean anything to you, follow them. 8 of Crystals, 9 of Crystals, narrowness and synthesis. This is what this is about. Synthesizing. Okay. Sorry, I have something in my eye. Synthesizing. If anyone or of the self is a little bit narrow, like the channel of
Please go.
Making dreams come true, you want the narrowness to leave, but in a good way, because it expands the channel for more water to run through. It's like I'm seeing it like pressure in a pipe. Setback and oppression. And this is what this is releasing. It's flush it. It's like the narrowness is causing a setback, could be, and it's oppressing the channel to the very same thing. 2 people, 2 energies, 1 person of 2 minds is trying to create, nurture, love, have come to fruition with integrity. But it's almost like being stuck on the integrity could be narrowing the channel. Maybe defining integrity. Does 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 days is coming through. By meeting another idea in the middle, it doesn't actually, or the way I'm sensing it, it's like a contemplation to say, oh, that's just another way, but to still honor the integrity of the channel, the strength of the channel. It actually could help make it stronger. It's not by coalescing. Doesn't take away from that. It doesn't oppress the integrity. It actually synthesizes it. Empress coming through. This is where the flourish happens, by both parties nurturing. in their own respects and in
Healthy.
their own ways. Okay, I'm going to add on a few more. Does this make sense? I feel like it does make sense. And this is almost like one of those simplified, profound, like healthy, wealthy of wise. And those signs like gather, this, that, or the other. Like we both want the same thing, right? Can we meet? And not get angry. Anger was on the bottom. Lovers has come through. This is about partnership. Even if this is in regards to, okay, so I'm just going to take a moment here. If this is in regards to grief, because a partner has passed and there's still some, of course, I'm upset and I'm angry, you left. It's not so much about the pointing. It's just an expression that I'm sensing. Like I don't actually mean it as I'm saying it, but the feeling is very, very real. So this dog, this golden retriever is like coming through to say, you both want the same thing from either side. You want to communicate. You want to let each other know I'm still here and I'm with you. I haven't left you. It makes me very upset. Like I want to start to cry. I'm going to take a drink of water. Thank you. I'm going to try and move away from the mic when I do that because some of those sounds can be weird. But they're still there saying, I'm here. And it's almost as if the anger can be passionate.
Mother's Day.
But sometimes could be a setback. And it's oppressing the channel of communication of the two hearts. Mother's Day. Maybe you lost a mother as well. Again, this partnership, this pairing isn't solely about romantic. Moon and death. Okay, so somebody's mother absolutely may have passed and anger's come out again. Death, moon, mother. I'll bring these up for you in case you see anything in these abstract cards that stand out. There's that dog. Okay, there's definitely someone in spirit. Now, if it wasn't your mother that passed as this pairing, and it was a partner, whatever the case may be, where was I? There's a mother energy coming through. Thank you. The mother energy coming through is coming through the earth signs, through the Taurus and Capricorn. Thank you. I feel like a message here is like nurture your earthly existence. Somebody might even, in working through grief, be able to take their hurt, their anger that's seemingly a setback right now and transform it into something. Hermit, yes. So I'm seeing it like you'll be able to transform it into like some sort of way of, man, I stumble over my words sometimes, and thank you for your patience when we're in the liminal space here. It's like you'll be able to transform your anger into a healthy modality to move the anger, but take the passion and transform it. Maybe you'll take up, clay potting or carpentry or gardening, paintball. I'm seeing paintball quite specifically. Maybe you'll take up a martial arts to get it out, and this actually expands the channel. And the setback turns into a soaring. Confusion, 6 of crystals. 6 of cups, sorrow. Okay. Logic and disappointment. Oh, okay. Yep. Success is on the bottom supporting this. Spacious success. There's lots of space in what success looks like. Whatever container this is in. Loss of a person to a pet, to a job, to even two people trying to come together and bridge the dream to come true. And even when I land in that, like both being earthly and like we're building towards this, like I said, a divot isn't a retrograde. It's creating a container to catch like a bigger cup. 6 and 6, confusion, sorrow, and logic. It's almost as if when I'm in this space, everyone's being so logical, it's confusing. Like even in that prior moment and many moments in my readings, and that's okay, that's cool. Sometimes logic, so much logic, can create confusion because there's what's logical or common sense for one isn't necessarily for the other. So it's like finding the language between the two living people, living and past. The language is different. The frequencies are slightly different. Finding the language to say, I want this. Let's just say as an example, I see this wall, this symbolic wall we have here going on, and I want to place it here for this reason. But person B has their own. Well, I want it here. Like they're both logical and they're both legit. And then say one's from spirit. I want to talk here. You want to talk here. But we're coming from two different placements. So it's like finding, appreciating and respecting that there might be, they can't see my point of view, or they can, I've expressed it, but they're not in agreement. And this isn't about like manipulating anything to see it. It's about learning the language. To say, well, actually, have we considered something different? Could we take the benefits of your inspirations and my inspirations and maybe find something in the middle? Something in the middle. There's so much logic. It's like trying to move through grief with logic, but it's a passionate feeling. Sorrow is passion. And it's, I'm feeling confused.
Stephanie.
Yes. Hello. It's always weird when it says my name. There's an attachment. Yes. Door to romance. I feel like I'm with a loved one. Action. That's that black and white. Anxiety is coming through as well with that anger. The temple path. I don't know what that is. We'll see it. Okay. And on the bottom we have here walking away. I feel like this walking away, for me, the walking away is really drawing into, because it's pink. It's self-love. It's, maybe you have a doll. I don't know if you can hear this. I don't know if I have it up high enough. Walking away from holding on to one concept so near and dear in an effort to claim it's under the integrity towards a dream, a goal, a connection, but not actually hearing the other energy, person, pets, not actually hearing theirs. It's like, no, it has to be this way. Oh, this feels like I'm a little bit, yeah, it's giving me a little bit of anxiety. Okay. The temple path in action. Cigar. For me, this is that black and white. The two people, the two energies in all this are trying to get to synthesize to the dream, to talk to my love. Maybe it's in the dream state. But it's like whatever actions I do during the earthly existence matter to help move any sort of confusion, setbacks, anger, and anxiety. And by not removing it in this repellent way, but transmuting it from anger and anxiety to action. Just simple action. Passive and active. And then it's like that's communicating. The attachment to the logic. To this persona, because the attachment has one party all tied up. Okay, so that was supposed to be together. I had a feeling. So the attachment is all tied up. Could be even in a power thing, like, but this is where I feel power. You're being asked to grow, earth energy, expand, make new land. The journey, again, it's like coming into those like cheesy sayings, but sometimes the simple is so profound. Appreciate the journey, the earthly journey, especially if you're moving through grief. There's that mother is stepping through again. I'm seeing like a mother and a daughter. The daughter's still earthly. And then I'm also seeing two sisters. A sister has passed. She's the fair-haired sister has passed. She looks over you. She's with you. She's like, because of her passing in one way, shape, or another, it's like somehow, and I say this compassionately, like glorified the essence of her, like could do no wrong. And I don't think that's actually quite the case. Like she's being very open to say,
to your left.
That's, I don't, she was a good person. She is a good person, personality, but that's not without her faults. It's not without her faults to be, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying compassionately? Like it's like one is the earthly sister is glorifying the passing of the sister, her personality, and yet the past sister is like admiring the earthly sister. And it's like she's like, oh my goodness, like you can't even see your own amazingness. You're focusing on mine, which is, makes her heart swell. But like she hands you a flower and she's like, but this is, I'm seeing it like a corsage. So, and whatever sisters mean to you, it doesn't have to be like relatives. Like could be a really close friend, could be a partner, could be a lover again. And it's like, oh my goodness, she's actually handing you the admiration and the appreciation. Okay, getting ready to close out here for this very multi-dimensional message, but totally appreciated, and making dreams come true, because this feels like the whole essence of the reading is, regardless of what context or landscapes it's in, living, loved, loss, romantic, platonic, it's all about making dreams come true. Husband, groom is on the bottom. May mean something to you, especially if it was a partner that had passed. Old woman, sadness, female, strength, success. Okay, I'm going to put those over here for a second. And then we have here moose and mountain.
How?
Okay. So in closing out here, accepting with grace, like if you feel like you need to regress, or maybe, and that's not the right word, take a few steps back, or walking away, like even just take a few steps back to see the bigger picture, the wall of the dream to come true. It's like stepping back gives you a bigger view. So don't get stuck on the back. Like it's backwards. It's not backwards. It's not how I'm feeling it. It's almost like that's part of the challenge, is to accept. By moving back a little bit, you get a bigger view of this mountain, of this challenge. And you actually achieve it with success. Meeting at the pinnacle, at the top together. Like in order to have a peak, two sides need to come
Leave
together.
here.
It's not one-sided, whether it's personal, professional, partners, him and her, or her and her, sisters, mother, daughter. Absolutely. And then sadness with the female is coming through. I do feel like with the bottom of the card, that is a pairing, a partnership, a marriage, whether it's of the actual male, female, or if it's just the energies of the roles. But there is a sorrow and sadness with a female over the loss of her husband. And he steps through with the very same grace. He stands there and waits. Not to be misunderstood, and that means I'm doing nothing. There's a generating of energy on the other side. There's tasks and things and learning to do from those in spirit to raise their energy or gain enough energy. I'm not sure of the wordage, but there are things that they need to do to prepare for a pinnacle of a conversation. Whether it's in a dream state or send you a sign from a bird or a dog, there's effort there as well. They move through. It's not grief in the same way, but it's a transmutation of that. Transmutation? Yeah, I'll accept it. Success, I want to remind everyone, is on the bottom. And right underneath that is star and growth. And reward. Oh my goodness. The reward in the changing and the equilibrium all coming through to this and meeting together to make the dream, whatever it is for you, and freeing it, whatever it is for them.
It's bright.
It's a bright dream. Thank you so much for joining me, for being here and holding space. I look forward to the next time we scry together. Through the afterlife aura or the aura of all signs, all that kind of good stuff. It has been my honor. If you'd like a personal, the link is below to be my muse. You can donate, support, buy me a coffee or PayPal. Again, everything's in the description. I always forget to say all this good stuff. And I totally appreciate all your comments, even if it's, just an emoji or a heart. It does help, of course, the channel grow, and it just gives a little shout out. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.